Welcome back to John Cleese Car Audio's YouTube channel. This video is about a Nissan Elgrand, which I'm currently sat in the back of, where we've probably done the world's first conversion of putting a double din in, slightly different. So what we've done is we've actually installed the Pioneer 10-inch screen at the very top where the factory screen would be, which my handy assistant right now is... Yeah, you can reject them. My handy assistant is showing how the screen folds back and forward, just like the factory original one did. So if you had a Nissan Elgrand, you'd know there was like a really basic 7-inch screen in this position, which is mounted there. And what we've done, or I say we've done, I use we in the very loose fan. Man over there called Matt has actually designed the full-on mounts to allow the new 10-inch Pioneer screen to fit on the original bracket and still tilt, to allowing the angle to be facing at the driver, or in this case, Paige. As you can imagine, there's a lot of work to be done behind the scenes to actually make it not only fit, but actually look nice as well. So when you put the screen forward, you'll notice that all the back part and all the actual hinge mechanism is all still fully covered, which is done via the 3D printer and a lot of design work. That's the back of the screen right there. And then in its fully angled position, as you can see, it angles nicely towards the driver. This is the SPC 107, I want to say. I can't actually remember the model number exactly. It is a Pioneer 10.2-inch screen though. We have hooked up the factory 360 reverse camera. If Paige puts it in reverse, we'll show you the factory 360 system working, just like so. So you'll get the bird's eye stitched view on the left, and then you'll get the reverse camera on the right. And I'm sorry about the glare, but the lights are on in the workshop. And if you push the factory 360 camera button, if you read Japanese, which is that one there, you'll see the camera will change to the factory front left camera to see the curb. Push it again, it goes to the stitchable one. When you put it in drive, you'll actually get the front camera appear for about 5 seconds before it times out. That's how the factory system is going to work, just like so. So if you're parallel parking, you can go from reverse, just like so, and then go back into drive, and you can get your front and rear camera as simple as that, meaning really easy to maneuver your car into a parallel parking spot, just like the original system worked. This is no longer the head unit. The Pioneer, it runs all the speakers in the vehicle. It's just we're purely keeping this operational for the 360 camera system. As you can see, probably never seen it done like this before, but the reason why we do this, and in particular for this customer, is the screen down here is just not ideal. It's in a bit of a low position, meaning you have to physically turn your head from that position down to look at that and then back up again. Our customer wanted to have it in as much line of sight as possible, meaning she doesn't have to take her eyes off the road while she's using it. Now, as you can imagine, steering wheel controls still work as well, which is just those buttons there. So answer, hang up, volume, and then there you go. Just all the steering wheel controls work as normal as well. Now it's got DAB radio as well. DAB in this car, because of the age, has to be picked up for a windscreen aerial, which is just there on the passenger side. And then there's a microphone up just there to actually pick the voice up as well. All right, so this unit has got full Apple CarPlay wireless and Android Auto. So if we go to the Apple CarPlay screen, customer's now got Apple CarPlay on a lovely 10.2-inch screen, capacitive touchscreen, 720p HD screen as well. Now the customer's got access to, you know, YouTube Music, Spotify, internet radio app like BBC Sounds, Audible, Global Player, Rayo, and then even navigation apps like Google Maps and Waze and iOS Maps will work as well. So I can now go search, go home, give me the traffic from here to my home, 20 minutes, nice and easy. And I can go back out and then go to the Pioneer home screen just like that, change my DAB channel, and then go back to CarPlay. If that wasn't enough features built into the unit, how about we have an Amazon Firestick working through the unit as well. So what I do is I grab the customer's Amazon Firestick remote, I touch HDMI, and then we'll wait a few seconds for the opacity screen, or whatever you want to call it, to disappear. It will then give me my Amazon Firestick menu, just like so. So now the customer can go into Netflix on here and watch TV. Obviously not when you're driving, because that would be illegal. This is for when you are stopped or maybe stuck in a 3-hour tailback because of traffic. Netflix is going to boot up, and our customer can watch Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube. Perhaps you want to catch up on Series 2 of Fallout on Prime Video. That all still works. As long as you've got a bit of internet in the car, you'll be able to use all the internet on it. Now, this is a motorhome, so I didn't show you this on the beginning of the video, but a quick walk around at the back. We've also fitted a lovely 17.2-inch roof screen as well, which is also Android based in the background, meaning the customer can actually use, you know, all the apps they want. Like at the moment, I'm watching a film on Netflix, but if you wanted, you can also use, if I go across, we've got YouTube, we've got Prime Video, we've got Netflix, we've got everything you could possibly want, because it's Google Play Store. So you can literally download what apps you want. That's a roof screen, completely separate to the screen in the front, but the customer wanted this for when they're parked up as well. The Pioneer is what we've done in this video. This is a Nissan Elgrand. I think this is a 2008 Nissan Elgrand Highway Start, which is the most obviously highest spec model of the Elgrand. And we've done probably the world's first conversion of the factory screen to an aftermarket screen. I do believe this is the best way of doing it. Not an easy installation, not for a DIYer, and pretty much not from most places out there that don't want to take on a hell of a lot of work because there's multiple days to do. Finish the video there, enough waffle. My name is Connor, Paige, this is an Elgrand. See you soon.